Hi guys, I'm Dr. Jenny White, a dentist in Sarasota, Florida, and her fearless patient Susan with our podcast, Open Wide, Unfiltered Opinions between a dentist and her patient. Over the past 25 years or so, I've been sitting in a little room talking to myself all day, and I've gained a lot of wisdom through that process, which I want to share with you. We hope our podcast casts optimism and fearlessness to you so you can rise to the top, stay at the top, and dream bigger than you've ever imagined. So on today's show, the soup du jour is 3 things women usually hide from men. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty today, Susan, so get your toothbrush ready to get the dirt out of your teeth. All right, the first question I have for Susan today is, I think this concept of hiding things from men is generational. I don't think women today do it.
I absolutely agree with you. And I have some stories about the 1800s, but we can get to that in a minute.
Why is that? Because our generation did it. Our parents' generation did it.
Okay, let's get to the 1800s, for example. For some reason, I'm fixated on women in the 1800s these days, so bear with me.
Okay.
So these women had no legal rights. Once they got married, all their legal rights went away. And unless their father was smart enough to sort of leave them money that the husband couldn't get, everything went to the husband. So a lot of these women were trapped. And so they hid a lot from men, including sometimes their identity. They took on alternate identities so they could be men and act as men and have more freedoms and take advantage of the freedoms of men at the time. So there's this one woman I read about. Her name is Sarah Emmons, and she escaped an abusive father and an arranged marriage. And at 16, she became a traveling book salesman, dressed in men's clothes. She changed her name to Franklin Thompson, and she had enormous freedom with this new identity as a man, even though that she was a woman. And, of course, she cut her hair short, and she looked like a man. And at a certain point, she joined the Army, and then developed malaria. And because she was so worried that once she got some medical attention, they would discover that she was really a woman, not a man, she deserted the Army. She went and got well someplace and then decided she was going to come back to the Army and resume her role. But by then, there was a wanted poster in post offices all over, wherever, the Eastern Seaboard, wanted, looking for Franklin Thompson and a picture of her. And that's when she reverted back to her female identity and then became a real female that lived as a female for the rest of her life. But so a lot of women had to take on different identities. They ran away. They were just so, confined in their little roles in the 1800s. So there's an example of where you can easily see women would want to hide things, and then, literally and figuratively in this case.
And then generation after generation, that was modified in some way.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, back in the Beaver Cleaver days when the mom stayed home, she didn't have an income.
Right. And that was my mother. I think it was your mother too,
my
right?
mother too.
She stayed home. She raised the kids.
Yep.
There were very delineated roles about what women could do and what women couldn't do. And then at a certain point, when everybody had gotten out of the house, my mother went to work and had a very successful career. But that was really liberating for her to be able to do that at that point. Yeah.
So speaking of my mother, let's just go there. Let's get elephant number 1 out of the way of what, in my opinion, 3 things that I hide from men, or I used to hide, or I was taught to hide. And this involves my mother. And that would be, drumroll please, shopping.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't matter what kind of shopping, but buying 2 pair of shoes instead of the one, ordering something online. For me, Amazon purchases. One day, Tom was at my house, and I had 2 separate Amazon delivery trucks, both bringing packages to my house. And Tom was like, "What is how many delivery trucks do you have in a day?"
For you or your mother?
For me.
Okay.
I digress. Back to my mom. She had auto shipping of makeup, whatever she had. But my mother, she would buy things. The biggest thing that I saw as a child was she would buy things on QVC on television in West Virginia, have them shipped to Florida to me, and then pick them up when she came to Florida. Is that crazy?
Well,
That's so my father would not know.
Not so much because
Right.
she didn't have her own money. But how did she buy the stuff without him knowing? That was on a credit card? Like, how
I
did
guess
she-
it was on a credit card and
Yeah.
Dad didn't pay attention to
Oh,
it. But she even had a book with QVC item numbers of things she wanted to buy her chair, watching TV. One time she bought, and this was shipped to me, and that's why I'm bringing it up. She bought a Liberace style gold set of candelabras for the dining room table.
Mm.
And it came with a huge tabletop gold looking clock that had like a very majestic dong on the hour.
Oh, wow.
She wasn't coming to Florida anytime soon, and I had to store that stuff.
Well, then, okay, so she comes to Florida, and then how does she get all that crap home without your father knowing it?
Suitcases.
Oh, in her suitcase.
Yeah,
Okay.
they drive down,
Yeah.
stay a while.
It's
she'd
kind of a
suitcase
sad
it back.
story, though, Jenny. But you can understand if you don't have your own money, you gotta fib now and again.
Listen. This is why I am the way that I am. She also had a fetish with Talbot's, the store, and it's probably because in my hometown it was the only store besides Walmart. I think Walmart's across the street from Talbot's, but anyway. And Walmart, by the way, has made a huge decorating turnaround. I don't know if you've noticed that.
I haven't been in
a while.
lately. No.
It's pretty impressive.
I do like Walmart, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, what about Kmart? Kmart, I had
they
to ask
close?
perplexity. They had a bankruptcy in 2002. That's what happened to Kmart. But that was the first time I'd heard a blue light special, and I didn't know what a layaway was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm also blessed for me with shopping. My patients have such style that come into the office. And Susan, you're one of them. Your shoe collection is off the chain. And we're the same height, so I'm surprised I haven't offered to buy a pair of shoes right off of you. But sometimes I shop the clothes right off of my patients. I've purchased cowboy boots, purses galore, wallets, necklaces, bracelets, rings. I enjoy the little luxuries of life and shopping. If I have the extra money, why not? And better half Tom, if he could hear me now, he would roll his eyes and tell me I have a true addiction. I don't think I have an addiction. I just had a mother that taught me this way of life. I don't live the way my mother lived, but I have Diane Sue to blame for it. Diane Sue is my mom. God rest her soul.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true that those girls really struggle when you don't have your own money. Remember when we were high school, your mother would always say you got your mad money because you were going on a date. You got your mad money, which was a concept of like you need your own money in case he's a jerk and you need to make a phone call or you need to get a cab home or whatever. But they didn't have a lot of mad money on their own back then because they, were at the mercy of what their husbands wanted to give them, I think. And so they deserve a lot of credit for being ingenious and trying to get their stuff anyway,
I agree. And doing little things on the side. The interesting thing for me, though, was mom and dad raised me to always be financially independent.
Oh, good.
Independent of anyone.
Yeah.
And yet there's this shopping hustle on the side and hiding it. Now, I do not hide from Tom. I don't care.
Right.
Because.
And he shouldn't care.
No, but he does. He's more concerned about the landfill, the environment, that kind of thing. And how many purses do you really need? How many shoes do you really need? Like the landfill. He's more, what do you call that? Recycling environment.
Environmentalist, yeah.
Yeah, he's more of an environmentalist, yeah. What about you? Say you, Susan. Do you have the whole shopping thing? Did you have that? Did you hide purchases? Did you not tell? Did you not divulge?
I was thinking about this question in my marriage to Faru. We never hid anything from each other, and he used to say that we're actually one person in two bodies because we thought alike, including about money mindset. We had the same money mindset. I bought a house one time that he never saw until we moved in. It's a true story.
Wow.
Now he was having some medical treatments in Boston and he couldn't be there. We had to move fast. It was all of that. But he trusted me so much to make the right decision that I went ahead and did it. But I was thinking about my early life and how with a previous partner, I did keep ambitions from him. Like I kept career ambitions from him because I just didn't think he would understand. It turns out he didn't. Like we just didn't have the same goals. Like, let's make a living. Like let's start with a basic goal like that. And so so I kept things from him in terms of, my my moving up the ladder and my wanting to move up the ladder, I know that kind of stuff. So, but in general, I've always had my own checking account. I've always been in charge of my own money. I mentioned in a previous podcast that my biggest fear as a little girl, 7, 8 years old, was that I would be a damsel in distress. And I never wanted that. And I knew the way not to do that is to have your own money and make your own decisions.
I think that's the number one fear in general for people.
Yeah.
Or number one or number two is lack of money,
Right.
lack of funds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's so interesting. And then also I think about if you're hiding something from your person that you're in a relationship with, what is that doing to the relationship?
Yeah.
You're kind of building a wall with
Right.
this one issue.
Yeah.
So I think it's just toxic to hide it and to hold it back and whatever.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah. Oh, I absolutely do. I have a friend, Julie, and she talks a lot about people have money personalities. And, as you meet people, especially if you're dating as she is, and you're trying to get into you got to know, like, what's not only, what do you like to do on Saturdays and Sundays, but what is your money personality? Like,
My money personality is turtle.
What's that?
Turtle. I'm slow and steady.
Oh, okay.
And my other money personality is I forget that I have the money. So I'm a good saver. Like I
Okay.
can save and then I just forget that I have it.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I just keep saving
Yeah. Well, that is good.
and buying.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Yeah.
So in honor of my mother, Diane Sue, could we have one of your
yeah.
refreshing beverages?
Yep. Hang on one second.
And I assume it's, we're not going to hide the ingredients.
I actually had to bring the whole bottle to you because I knew you wouldn't believe me about the name of this drink. And it's kind of apropos this podcast. So it's called Ballbuster Polly. Oh, and let me read. Hang on. Let me read the back of it for you. Okay, because it's very funny. So always mistaken for a rat girl, Polly could slip into any pool hall. She'd rack 'em up, then roll 'em, leaving her bewildered male opponents stooped over their cue sticks, pockets emptied. Ballbuster Polly was crafted in honor of Boston's best pool shark. It's strong but smooth and a little sweet, just like her, with notes of caramel, cream, and vanilla in it. It will break all expectations. All right, so let's try it. I think you can.
We just drink this straight.
Well, you can have it with cola, as it says on the bottle, or you can drink it straight, as it says on the bottle. All right. So let's see.
So here's to Ballbuster Polly and Diane Sue.
Oh, my.
Oh,
It does have the caramel in it, though, that aftertaste of the caramel. Yeah.
I feel some hair on my chest.
Yeah. I think we'll go to the pool hall after this.
I'm going to go bust some balls.
Oh, my God.
Thank you. I love
Yeah,
this. I
it's
love
good.
it.
Ballbuster
All right.
Polly.
Moving right along with 3 things that we usually hide from men. Susan, do you have one you'd like to throw in as we're hopping along?
Well, I gave you what, my one and only, which, because I just don't think, and it could very well be a product of being older, that what's the point of hiding anything? Like, here I am, this is who I am, like it or not. And so I just don't think hiding anything makes sort of any sense communication-wise.
All right. So I will reveal all the things that I hide.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, great. I'll keep drinking. Go ahead.
You keep busting it over there. So moving right along, my second item I hide from Tom is, drum roll please, my weight. And when we decided to talk about this topic, Susan, I asked Tom, what do I hide from you? Without missing a beat, he said to me, your weight. And so I started arguing with him. I was saying, Tom, I don't get on a scale except for once a year when I have my medical checkup. If my clothes are tight, I've gained weight. If my clothes are loose, I've lost weight. But I knew the fact that I was rationalizing and having to argue with him that he was right and he's always right, which is just, so frustrating at times.
So he worries that you don't tell him how much you weigh, or like, what is he worried about? That why? What matters to him about your weight?
So, well, Tom, he loves me, right? whether I'm heavy, whether I'm thin, he loves me. But Tom has an aversion to heavy set people.
Oh, okay.
He just does. And I was talking to somebody else who also has that, and he's going to hate that I used the word aversion. Maybe it's not aversion. Maybe it's a dislike. Maybe it's not a dislike. Maybe it's I forget the word, but he really has that. And so for me, I thought about it. I had to actually spend some time on why do I not want to say the number of how much I weigh to Tom. I have an aversion, and I have my mom to thank for this. I have an aversion to being heavy or fat. My mom, she had an eating disorder when I was a child, and being Southern, you didn't call it an eating disorder. You called it, Mom's in the bathroom, it'll be out in a minute, you know? So it was never talked about. And I had a mom who was so nervous and worried. She was fiercely protective of the family, but she was so insecure of what the world thought of her. And so she had this eating disorder. I've never had an eating disorder, but she put us in athletics as a kid because she didn't want us to be heavy. So we were constantly doing sports. We were eating better than she ate as a kid when she was growing up. And it's very funny that I've partnered with Tom, who has this fat fear or fat aversion or whatever it is. And he tends to shy away from heavyset people. So I kind of feel in the middle, so to speak. Like I can't get fat. I don't want to be fat. Anyway, I just skip the scale. If my clothes are tight, I've gained weight. If they're loose, I'm thin. And I get weighed once a year. And I don't remember what the number is. And I frankly don't care. What say you, Susan?
Well, I'm with you. I don't think I've actually weighed myself since like 1984.
Yeah.
Because what's the
That
point?
was just yesterday.
Like, why would you
What is the point?
What would you get yourself so riled up about?
Right.
Now, I have very, very lithe and skinny and thin girlfriends who weigh themselves every single day. And they're going to hear me say, I haven't weighed myself since 1984. And they're going to be like, no kidding. Jesus. You know what I mean? But what's the point of that? It's like, if I'm fine in my own skin, and I work out a lot. I mean, I take good care of myself, I think. But what is the point?
I don't know. And I wish men could wear one of those weighted pregnancy fat suits. You know how they do on TV? They'll dress someone up as if they've gained X amount of pounds and see if they're treated differently out in society. I wish men could wear one of those because, when we gain weight, we don't want to be told about it or, comment on it or whatever. We know we've gained weight, and 9 times out of 10 as women, we'll work on, getting back to what our regular
I
is.
I actually have a very strong opinion about that. I think it's not only cruel, it's controlling.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. And I get that you have a certain type, and if that person continues not to be that type, then you have a real reason to sort of reassess and reevaluate the relationship. But sustained criticism is cruel and controlling.
I agree with you on that. I know a couple where he would make his wife get on a scale, and he would want to know what the number was.
What was the benefit for her?
He liked thin women.
But
she was married to him.
What was she getting out of it?
Nothing.
Yeah, so
nothing.
See, what's the point?
Zippo. I know.
Oh, maybe money. Was she getting money out of it?
I don't. Probably.
I mean, were they wealthy? Did she stay home?
Yes.
Was she a trad wife? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen to you with your terminology.
Thank you for that last podcast.
So we've done 2 things that I hide from Better Half Tom, or I used to, but I really don't care anymore, so I don't. What do you say we have a little tip of the day, Susan?
Okay.
That we don't have to hide from men.
Okay, but this is what I have been hiding from my dentist.
Oh my gosh! Oh, where's the oxygen?
Right here. I have to confess that when I go away, I don't always bring my water pick. And here's why. Because those water picks, the travel ones even, are big and bulky, and I'd rather put a pair of shoes in than the water pick, if that's the truth, okay?
Yes.
But look at this. I found this very compact water pick. It's missing its little thing on the top here, but you just fill it up with water, and it acts like and it's got 3 speeds.
This is
How
adorable.
great is that?
This is the O Clean Air Pump Water Flosser. It looks like a little, those products called Hello in the drugstores,
Yeah.
H-E-L-L-O. It looks
Yeah.
like a little Hello product.
Yeah, it's very
this
slim
is so
and easily
cute.
fit into a suitcase. And so I'm leaving next week, and this is coming with me. You'll be very happy to know. Tell Lori, too, your dental hygienist.
I will tell Lori that you are
Yeah.
so clean using the O Clean.
Yeah.
All right, on to the third and final thing that I used to hide from Tom, but I don't anymore. What I pay for people who do work for me. So, for example, the tree guy that I use, if he's coming to cut back the hedge in the back and he says, Jenny, it's $500. And when Tom asks me, Jenny, how much did you pay the tree guy? I'll say $350. To me, it keeps the peace because I know Tom doesn't want anyone taking advantage of me, and he's concerned about what things cost. He is very financially regimented, and that's a concern for him. So I think, I'll just tell a little white lie and come in low on that, and it'll keep the peace with Tom. Another one, say if someone is cleaning the house and they charge $30 an hour, if Tom asks me, I'll say, $15. But what I have learned.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Like, there isn't anybody that gets paid $15 to clean a house. Like, do you ask him how much he pays for his oil change?
Oh, no. I'm not using exact dollar amounts. It may be 40, maybe 50, or whatever it is. I'll cut it in half and just say half. I do it. I used to do this all the time. But what happens is, over the years I've learned, my way of smudging the truth on what I'm paying people to Tom makes him go crazy, and he blows up and he's angry at some point down the road. Like, why are you telling me that it's X number of dollars when it's really just whatever?
And he's concerned for what reason, though? That's the part I don't get. Like, why would he be concerned how much you're paying to cleaning people to clean your house?
Well, being a single woman, he doesn't want me to be taken advantage of. Like the so-and-so or the car person or the tree guy or the AC whatever or the tasks that have to be handled. He's just trying to contribute in his way and make sure that someone doesn't take advantage of me. And I appreciate it. But one thing I have to tell you, it's taken me about 20 years, but I really don't care anymore. I don't have to lie anymore. I don't have to lie about my weight. I don't have to lie about my shopping or what I'm spending money on. I'm finally there. I am no longer hiding any of that from any man. Ta-da!
Amen, sister. Oh, my God. Here you go. Ballbuster Polly to you. Woo!
That's a triple clink. So, any parting words, Susan, on what we're hiding?
No, I mean, my only point of view is that don't hide anything. Like, what's the point of that? Just as Susan speaking, right? I think that honesty is always the hallmark and the backbone of relationships.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But in your past, did you ever do it? Did you ever have relationships where, you hid? I mean, I knew you hid the aspirations from the one guy.
Yeah.
But any, not really?
Not that I can really remember, to be honest with you, Jenny.
Kudos to you.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's kudos or not. Maybe I just can't remember. Too old. Oh, yeah, that's right. You did this, you did this. Somebody might remind me someday. But anyway, I don't know. And it may, and listen, I want to be really clear. It comes from I never wanted to be a damsel in distress, and I appreciate and understand my mother, and it sounds like your mother, who were constrained. They were in their little boxes, and they had these things to do. They were well loved. My mother was adored by my father, but they were very clearly, there were delineations of roles and responsibilities. So I get that. I really do.
So as we wrap this so important podcast, I want to celebrate all of us.
Yay.
Celebrate all of our shortcomings if we have them. And if we don't have shortcomings, I'm celebrating that as well. And as we always say, we're in this together. So let's hold hands. Let's let go of hiding things from men, rise to the top, stay at the top, and dream bigger than we've ever imagined. And that is a wrap Virtual high five.
Amen, sister.
See you next time. Woo. We thank you for listening and hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, please share this show with friends and family and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This way, you'll never miss weekly drops. Stay strong, dream big, and floss your teeth.